What's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all tuning in again this week. Once again, my name is Van Gaither, back with another episode of Platinum Mics, our newest podcast. Here with my co-host, Counterculture Rob, and as you can see for the very first time, we have a special guest, DJ Roots the Queen.
Hey.
What's happening?
Everybody? Man, just chilling. Not like a villain, because I'm not a criminal.
Counterculture, what's good, homie?
I'm good, man. Relaxing, ready to dive in.
Let's dive on in here. As you can see, we have a special guest, DJ Roots the Queen. We're bringing on special guests, as you all know. So if you're out there, you're interested, hit us up, holler at us, let us know. Roots is here, award-winning resume. I'm going to let her talk about it, but we wanted to have a woman on to talk about what females go through in a male-dominated industry, your rise. How did it come about? I know you're from Tampa, Florida. Take us from the beginning.
Florida. Okay, so from the beginning, I have to say that it was kind of a sad beginning.
Uh-oh.
My dad died in a car accident. It was really terrible. I was traumatized, okay? So I started going to raves. It's the 90s. We're in Florida. I was already into hip-hop, dancehall, everything like that. I was already into hip-hop. I was 17 at the time. So I started going to raves. I was really liking the drum and bass music that they were playing. It had a lot of reggae samples, and it was like real hip-hop thing. So
How old are you at this point?
17.
Okay.
So, at that point, everybody had turntables and everybody thought they was a DJ at that point in time. So I was like, I could go be a DJ or whatever. And I was like, that seems like it would be the fun thing to do when I was at these parties and around all these people. If we were at an after party or something like that, I wasn't alone and I was around all these people that, were hurting in some way too. Yeah. So it was kind of like a catharsis, like a teenager, anything that people get into. Biggie had a different thing going on. Some people have, they might be into skating or something, and mine was just, rave culture. Okay. And that's how I started. I started DJing, got my own turntables. They were Geminis. They sucked so bad.
Gemini, you taking me back with that.
Yes, I had a Gemini mixer. That was my first mixer. I had Newmark mixers. I've had Vestex mixers. Really, the game changed by the time I got turntables 6 months later. I could beat mix immediately because I was like, this is so easy with
So were you going all day, all night? Were you studying someone or just rolling with whatever worked?
I wasn't really studying anyone at that time. Okay. All my friends around were just like DJs. It was just literally about learning how to be mixed,
Gotcha. So I went to school and I wanted to be a journalist, right?
Okay.
So I'm in college, journalism classes, writing about stuff that is nothing to do with what I want to go to school with, right? Uh-huh. So this is just on-the-job training, not necessarily going to school and learning in that manner.
Oh, so I did not start college until I was 19. I was DJing that whole year, after my dad died. I didn't finish high school. I went and got my GED, and
Now you doing clubs or you doing parties for your friends?
Clubs.
House parties, clubs? Okay.
Yeah, I was doing clubs in Tampa. I was at the Masquerade in Tampa and a lot of different places
Is that
like
Ybor
that.
City? That's
Yeah,
Ybor,
Ybor, all through Ybor City, all them places. Okay. I done DJ at all them places. So, yeah, I was still in high school, when it first started, and I was, sleeping. I was literally, so detached from school. The stuff with my dad just hit me so hard that I just couldn't focus on anything.
Yeah.
It just, my mom was a nutcase, still is a nutcase, so I just literally really didn't have anybody. So that's how that happened. I went to college. Then I had this idea that I was going to be a doctor, but I was still, DJing and stuff and everything like that, and then I moved to Atlanta to go to school.
What year is this?
2001. Okay. August 2001. So I've been here for 20 years.
Okay. Hit the 20-year mark. Congrats. AT alien now.
Yep. True. Okay. So I moved here. I went to Agnes Scott, but I got all of these DJ gigs immediately.
All right.
So it was really hard to schedule it with Agnes Scott. So I flunked out completely. I was a college dropout for a long time. But I was just DJing everywhere. I was doing a lot of drum and bass parties still with Concrete Jungle. It was some pretty big stuff. Concrete Jungle is the biggest thing in America that you could be a part of for drum and bass. For which EDM, they still have drum and bass. It kind of fell off. I'm not going to talk about why. It's just, I don't know, the girls weren't hot enough.
Go into it.
The girls were not hot enough and the dudes were just too nerdy. I was F this, I'm going to MJQ. You know what I'm saying?
I'm lost a little bit.
MJQ. What nights were you there? Thursday, Friday?
I used to DJ at MJQ in the cafe any type of night. I've DJed at MJQ so many times. I was pretty much a resident. The last time I was at MJQ, I did the last 2 times that they did a Sloppy Seconds.
Okay.
So I was doing like big stuff by that time. But this is like still like 2001, you know.
2001.
So check it out. You said when you first got here, 2001, you had mad gigs.
Yeah.
People. Name just ringing bells like that to where people know to look for you to have you do spots, or how did your name get
really,
out there like that?
my name was different then. It was called, I was DJ Manga. Really,
DJ
Manga.
Okay.
Dude, nobody had ever even seen a female DJ before, so they were just all over it, and I was good.
word.
So they were just like literally all over it. There was only a few, and you know, I was just the one that was out there willing to pull up anywhere. And I'm talking about, we were still using records at this point. There was
real DJing.
Yeah, real DJing. Yeah, exactly. So then I started going to MJQ and doing kind of different stuff. And I kind of like rebranded my entire life. I stopped taking DJ gigs and I just like bought a bunch of different types of records. Not necessarily hip hop, not necessarily. It was kind of like, I don't know, the kind of stuff they don't really make it anymore. Kind of like big beat and like cool
Gotcha.
remixes and stuff like that. And I was shopping at Rewind, Satellite Records.
Rewind, man, you taking me back.
I know.
Oh my God, way back.
Yeah, and I actually used to work at a record store in Tampa too. It was called The Groove. So
Okay.
yeah, so
Fast forward. Question I've been wanting to ask.
okay.
How did the connect with ZTown come about?
Oh God, that's so much further. There's like so much things in between. There's some things that I don't even talk about.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, I'm actually in.
Spill the milk.
Oh, what's up, Shan? Okay, my friends are watching online. They'll probably listen to the podcast. So really, I'm a member of Leaders of the New School.
Really?
Yeah, I was a tour DJ for Dinko DJ from 2000. Dinko D, sorry,
Dinko
not
D,
Dinko DJ. Dinko D from like 2003 to like 2006.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Pause. How did that happen?
How did that
I
happen?
used to hang out with Dinko. Guess where?
MJQ. MJQ.
Word.
And they're like, yo, she's a DJ. DJ Reality was a part of that too. And he was at the Peacock. I used to DJ at the Royal Peacock too.
So that's the stuff that's interesting to me. Because like I said, I went to school for journalism.
Right.
You know, first generation in my family to go to college, they was just like, you need to go to college, you need to get a degree, all of that. But when I got the degree, like,
What's next?
hey, the source, double XL, I'm here.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how.
I agree with you with that. That's like the hard part. Because, you know, to be honest with you, I didn't finish my degree in its entirety until November of last year. And guess what? I switched my entire degree around. The degree that I would have had back then is the degree that I have now didn't exist back then. I have a digital marketing degree.
Word.
Okay.
And it doesn't.
New market.
Yeah, so it was like a new market. So it was kind of like God, like having me wait, I guess. But I went through a lot. Like when they talk about it being like the struggle, a hard knock life, it really is. Like, because you got to think with DJing and being an entrepreneur and stuff like that.
The worst thing you endured that you're comfortable talking about.
Oh, okay. But I did have a degree, though. I just had an associate's degree. And I just wanted to let everybody know that an associate's degree ain't really going to do anything either. What up, Nisha? Okay, so the worst thing that I feel comfortable talking about? Let me think about that for a second.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, I've been DJing for 25 years. You know what? Really, when I was younger, either I thought everybody was super nice to me, or I wasn't educated enough to read people's body language and to know like that, you know, because I don't know. I think that really everything kind of changed when the social climate started changing, you know, because back in the early 2000s, you know, we didn't talk about the same kind of things that we talk about now. I mean, we did, but we had them with our own friends. Like there wasn't Facebook. So it wasn't like on Facebook all day. Like these are conversations that we would like sit around and like burn Nag Champa and like do other illicit activities and talk about amongst ourselves. You know, you'd have people in NOI in there talking about different stuff, you know, all different type of stuff. And so I really feel like social media kind of like brought a lot of like ignorant comments and ignorant people, like it gave them like a platform.
The trolls of the world.
Yeah, the trolls of the world. And I really feel like a lot of that kind of like instigated a lot of things. And I just noticed, and you know what, it might not have even been going on. And it was just like little subtle things. It might not have even been going on, but it was just like as you know, the game got deeper and hip hop started to grow and everything like that, you know, showing up and just noticing people like whispering behind their back or laughing at me, just things like that. But I don't know if they were laughing at me or was it because I saw on Facebook that people don't think that white people should be in hip hop. And that made me feel that everybody in the room felt that way. Does that make sense?
Wow.
Yeah. You know, I think that that's what I'm saying. Like it, and I probably have to say like the most annoying thing that happens is like dudes like trying to like tell me what to play, act like I don't know how to set my stuff up. I mean, I've just seen it all. I worked in a strip club for 5 years. I was a DJ at Onyx for 5 years. I've seen it all, but by that time I really learned how to move a certain
Never
type
been to
of way.
Onyx in my life.
You're not missing nothing.
I'm lying my ass off.
Oh, I am too. I'm lying my ass off too.
So when you tell people who trying to tell you what to play, you mean the people who would hire you?
No, like I can remember I was DJing at the Adidas store. This was in like 2009, and it's like I'm playing like all kinds of stuff, like reggae, like cool stuff. Like I'm from. Oh yeah, that was another thing. Also being in Florida, I moved back to Florida in 2006, and this was like right around when I was touring with Dinko a lot and stuff too. But I joined Poison Dart Sound, and I was doing a lot of stuff in the Caribbean clubs in Florida. So I had at this point I had my CD cases up. I was starting to get Serato. I had like all the Caribbean music. So I'm like playing like what I know from doing parties in
Did they
Tampa.
do a lot of soca down there?
Yeah, and soca and stuff like that.
Okay.
And, you know, just like like dudes that coming up is like, oh, play some Lovato. Like, I just like play whatever you want. Like, you can come tell me what to do. You know what I mean? Like some freaking dude, like whatever, you know, that can't believe that he's listening to a girl play Bounty Killer, you know?
That is hilarious. When you was out with 03 to 06, what's the one place you went to you was like, I would love to come back here again? What's the nicest place you ever went to where you played?
I don't want to say the nicest, but the best place that I ever played at with Dinko was at my hometown at Tampa Skate Park.
Okay.
Because I got to be with like all my friends and everybody got to see me like, you know, kind of pull up like that. I still talk to Dinko all the time though. That's
Really?
my boo.
What
Yeah,
is he
I
doing
love
now?
him. You know, Dinko's married. He lives in New York. He's running some businesses. He's still making music, and he's kind of like Rock Ness. You know, they're like cultivating younger artists and putting out labels and you know stuff like that. So
Real quick, when you were DJing or when you was coming up, I thought I was going to play pro baseball, and I thought the rap career was going to take off. Obviously, neither happened. So we all think when we're coming up, I'm going to do this. At what point did you say to yourself, I've arrived and I belong here? What was that moment?
Oh, I remember exactly when that moment was. It was in 2012, okay? And it was after I had got booked to DJ for Jeezy's shoe launch. I went and got out a hand tattoo because I was like, you know, this is a job stopper, right? And I'm like, yeah, well, I am going to be a big time DJ and it's not going to matter. You know what I mean? Yeah. No face tattoos for me. No. So that's what I did. And little did I know I was going to have so much other stuff. I mean, I'm just telling you, life just comes at you. And when you don't have the right kind of support system, you know, and I think that a lot of us, we go towards people that we like and have known a long time. And then I just realized that a lot of what I had known in my life was really toxic and I could do better and have better people around me, and that's how the whole Zaytoven thing like came around.
Once you drop all the toxic, everything just got.
I don't want to say like I was better than any of them because I've always been really humble, and I think that that's why I kept certain people and things around me. But I think that I was like too humble to realize that I don't want to say better because that's not necessarily, but I was doing different
mindset,
things,
different
a different lane, a different
direction.
mindset, and different direction in my life. You know,
the toxics pushed you towards a better you then. Right?
yeah, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Like my mom does this. What I'm talking about, like the people, like you're sitting there and you're like preparing for a big show or you're doing something major. Or you're like, oh gosh, I got to go do this. I got to run to Guitar Center. I got to go to Sam Ash and da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden your roommate is all like, I need to use your car. I have to go to Jerry's because we're fighting. Like, I don't care what you and Jerry got going on. I got to go DJ for Dreezy right now.
Not Jerry.
I don't know. I just made up a name.
I'm just
but
talking
yeah,
about
I'm like seriously like I need you to help me. So I'm like, I got to go
Let it
DJ
out.
for
Do
Jeezy
you?
at Wish
Like
today.
that.
Do you think I care
More
what you got
important,
going on? And I
yes.
realized that I was like being way too helpful to people that didn't deserve it. They didn't deserve my help.
Yeah, you got a lot of people that once you set boundaries, they disappear because they realize they can no longer take advantage of you. It's what's happening. Are you out with anybody right now touring, or everything's on pause, or what's going on now?
Well, things are still on pause a little bit. We are going back on tour, but we're just trying to make sure that everything is right, because I know everything just got kind of weird with the Delta
Jeezy
variant.
or with Zay?
Zay.
Zay, okay.
Yeah. I'm not his tour DJ or anything. I do know Jeezy, and I know his son and stuff. And
Okay.
that was an amazing opportunity to be able to DJ for him. And that's kind of like one of the things that really set everything off. Because after that trade show that I DJ'd at, for the same person that was managing Jeezy at the time, I met Drummer Boy. Drummer Boy had me DJing a lot of his stuff. Drummer Boy got me my first strip club job at Platinum. Love Drummer Boy to death. Then...
Speaking of Platinum, any plaques?
Oh, I have tons of plaques. I actually just got like four more. I got one for Megan Thee Stallion, Big Ol' Freak. They're in my phone too. I wrote them down.
All right,
Then
so before you get into that, so when I think DJ, right?
Yeah.
On stage,
Yeah.
doing that. What else does DJ encompass? Because I remember earlier you saying, "Oh yeah, I got mixtapes or I did mixtapes." What all is under that umbrella for someone who just thinks DJ is just spinning records here, there, or for this person?
Well, okay, so that's an interesting question because it's evolved over the years. Now in 2021, a DJ is a digital content creator.
Okay.
So you got to literally like be able to do anything. And that's why I went back and got my degree, because I have all of these people hitting me up and saying, hey, can you help me push my music? I wanted to be able to deliver better and more. I had been doing my radio show since like 2013. That Jeezy situation brought that around. Like somebody that was doing consulting for Desert Storm Radio hit me up and they were like, yeah, Clue and them, they want you on the radio station. And I did it. And that was pretty much after that. It was like,
just took off after that.
yeah, I mean, I had my own issues that I had to work through to get together to make it work the right way. But luckily, I had like an amazing manager and coach. You've met Ro before, Digital Dope. So he's just like amazing. He manages it. So that was like how I ended up on that team or whatever. It was just because he started managing me. I hired him. And that's the thing that people always want to beg these people to be their managers. How I got my manager. He's actually my man too, but even before that, he was my man. Let me tell you how I got my manager to take me seriously. I got my tax check and I got booked for Dub Tour, and they're like, they paid for my ticket to get up there and everything like that. But I just knew.
What was this one?
Dub Tour in New York.
Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
so Dub Car Show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I had already done one in Philly, and I had some issues. Like I got stuck there and had to like get home, and it was just a little bit of drama that I had to deal with. So I didn't want that to happen in New York. So I got my little tax return check, because I was still like, this is 2015, so I'm like not all the way together with that. So how I flipped it was I paid for his ticket to come to New York with me.
Ro.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I locked my manager in. I freaking spent like $700 on him. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's a flip.
So, but you want to know what? None of them problems that I had from the first
All
one,
gone.
that all went away. We got to hang out with Tommy Lister, like rest in peace. Like it was amazing, and that completely went away. And then you know what? The hardest thing that people don't understand about managers is I had to hear a lot of hard things about myself that made me cry like a baby. And then I had to realize that some of it is true. You know what I mean?
Give me an example.
Like, let me think about something. Oh, you can't post, as if you're a female DJ or a DJ in general, you can't post your problems on social media.
Yeah, okay.
Things like that. You can't ever get on Facebook and be like, oh, this, because like when I was like alone and I didn't really have anything, I would be like, oh my God, they just short sold my condo. Somebody help me out. Let me know who's got a room for rent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or a condo or apartment for rent. And, just now I just know how to like reach out into a different type of network and like keep that stuff off of social media. Just things like
that's
that.
real, because when I see somebody, that I know whether they famous or not.
Yeah. It was like 10 years ago. Though.
Kicking stuff like that online, I'm like, damn, and that shit you kicking on them raps. And now you on here on this.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
It just zones you out.
Well, I mean, the thing about it with my Facebook, I had a lot of my family on there and people that I knew personally. And then by this time, there's a lot of people that started following me because I was a DJ. So I had to like adjust my whole social media thing. And then
Who was the target?
Yeah, exactly. And then I just realized that like I had some friends in the past that I helped a lot become who they were. They're passed away now. Become who they were in the entertainment game as a DJ, and they knew a lot of this stuff already or had coaching, and they like purposely like let me post stuff like that and didn't even say anything
Really?
to me and like stop being my friend.
Let you see. They ain't trying to see you win.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of your people are out here really.
Yeah, so that's
and-
another
and
thing
with
that cut off a
so,
lot of
you
people
know,
based on that too. Based on that type of stuff too, and really, I'm telling you, a lot of the stuff is just the easiest stuff. It's the hardest for people to hear. The hardest thing that people, any artist or DJ or anybody, is that to really be doing what you're doing to build your fan base or for whatever you're doing on social media is you have to talk to 50 people a day minimum inside of your direct message.
Wait a minute. Come again now?
Yes.
Oh, when they DMing you?
No, you got to find people to DM too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
when they DM you, you want to answer all your DMs. You got to go look for people to follow and look for people to talk to.
Okay. So
What?
you're...
Especially as an
Break
artist.
that down. What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, yeah, repeat that one more time now.
Every single person. Yeah, if you ask DJ Chose, anybody, man, you got to be
So
talking on it.
you hitting them up in the DM, check me out, sending them clips, things of that nature?
Yeah.
And then responding obviously back to whatever
Sometimes,
it is they're
sometimes
saying.
they ignore you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to also you got to just know how to pull and how to post content that attracts people to you. You know?
See, that's funny because having someone in your DM like, yeah, hey, I want you to automatically.
Okay, so this is the thing. This is the thing. This is
Yeah.
the thing. You don't
Because I always took the DM to
go
be the creep show.
but listen, you don't go into the DM wanting something from somebody. You go into the DM to give somebody something,
Okay.
to
so you're
provide
offering.
an offer of some kind, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you saying you ain't listening to the incoming, you send it out.
I listen to the incoming too.
But if they're offering something.
Well, okay, this
that's worthwhile.
for example, oh, I look up to you so much, DJ Roots Queen. Oh, da 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 da. And instead of I just need your help so I can become like you, and then they're like, I want to be the biggest, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And I'm like, okay. I didn't say anything because I don't have time for that type of stuff all the time. But the thing that person did wrong is that he didn't offer anything. If somebody really wanted to mentor under me, do you know how many times people have asked to intern under me and carry stuff? A lot of times I'll say no, but every time I say yes, 9 times out of 10 they don't even show up.
Gotcha.
So that's what I mean, an offer and a value to give to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like I had something to offer Drummer Boy, and that was he needed a female DJ to do his Moreno line. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that you might have to do for free out here in the industry.
Yeah, you got to put your time. You got to put the sweat in to be able to come up. It's nothing is free.
And you got to be able to listen too, because it's hard to hear things like when you do this or when you laugh like this or when you say these type of things when we're working. It's aggravating. People don't like to hear that they're being annoying or aggravating. Like
Who Rosa want to hit you with that? Or
no, sometimes yeah, but no. Like for example, I don't know if she's watching, but one of my girls the other day, I'm not saying her name or anything like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're at this event. I'm DJing a showcase. I've got hundreds of artists. Okay, I've got hundreds of artists that I'm DJing for on the stage with ZTown. Me and Coco Kess are trying to figure out which artist is next, and da-da-da. We want the artist that paid to get on there first. They're trying to perform for ZTown and all this whoop-de-whoop. And then I see her, and she's like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, you just haven't talked to me all night. I'm like, we are working. Like, what you want to talk about? If I don't need you for nothing, you need to go figure out what it is that you need to do.
And that's the people thinking they more important in the moment.
Yes,
I mean?
that's what I'm talking about.
Now, is
To
this
realize that you're not more important than the moment.
is this the Monday night joint y'all be doing?
Saturday night. We did this on
night.
Saturday
Okay, I
night.
thought y'all did some Monday nights.
We did something on Monday too. That was Monday. We did the block party. Saturday night we did the I Think I Can
So
Sing.
Mondays is not. I thought it was. It looked like Stankonia. One clip I saw. I thought.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't Stankonia. It's actually Jazzy Faye's old studio.
Gotcha, but that's not a reoccurring thing. That was a
Yeah,
one.
it is. The next one is
Oh,
July
really?
18th. Fort Knox is hosting. I just talked to him.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is going to be an upcoming thing, and then we're going to take that on our own tour. That's the thing too, is that we're kind of tired of I don't honestly when they book. I taught Zay to DJ, and when they book him out on the road, dang it. When they book him on the road, I don't even really all the way like to go because
that?
Zay.
Zay,
I
okay.
used to go and open for him and stuff like that anymore. But I'm more interested in what we've got going on with ZTown Global, which is our own platform for independent artists.
Okay.
And
Now, take me through that. Does that help discovering people, finding people, or the
Yeah.
people y'all have getting them up and going?
all of them, all of that.
Who should we be on the lookout for?
I mean, shoot, we got thousands of artists in there
Really?
already. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
I'm gonna
I'd have to go look
check
in there
that
and
out.
see who's trending because it's all organic. We don't have an algorithm like that or anything. It's
Straight up, just organic. The numbers are what they are.
yeah, the
What
numbers
is it?
are what they are.
Where do we find
ZTown
these artists?
Global in the
So
App
it is
Store.
that is the app.
Yeah, the app is ZTown Global. Yeah.
Okay.
And people can sell their music on there too. But what we're gonna do is, people that are on that platform and stuff like that. They're also available to be. Somebody just said they can't hear me. I don't know why you can't hear me. That's got to be your.
Real quick, independent artists out there, if you're listening, ZTown Global, download the app. Get your music on there. Can I hear you?
Yeah, no, it's okay. They said my volume went out. I'll just end it.
Okay.
I'll just end it. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's Instagram messing up. My bad. Okay, so.
How long has the ZTown Global been around?
Okay, so how we got ZTown Global, we got that in 2018. We came up with that name. Me and Roland and Zay all sat there, and we were like, we already have ZTown USA because we needed a team name for Red Bull Culture Clash 2018.
Okay.
And I was like, they all say that each of them came up with the idea, but I was like, what about ZTown Global? And they're like, I love it. But it was me, even though nobody will admit that. But it was. So, and then we just decided to keep doing that. And honestly, like Zay's DM is so flooded.
Yeah.
It's so flooded with people. So that's why we did that. So it was a different way because not everybody's going to be able to talk to Zay, but that's why he has a team of A&Rs and a team of people working.
But the thing is he really even running the Instagram or whatever? You know what I'm saying? It's probably somebody.
No.
Right. I mean,
none of these celebrities, and y'all, none of these celebrities are running their Instagram. They really think that they talking to these celebrities out here. It's so lame. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put y'all out there like that, but.
I mean, it's the facts. It is what it is.
So I was talking to Zay in his DM, and he said, and I'm just like chuckling.
So check this out. Has there been an artist or a gig that maybe you didn't want to co-sign that you did?
Oh, yeah, all the time. I'm not going to say who. But I don't want to say didn't want to co-sign.
That could be done in the future type?
Yeah, well, favors for favors. I also am a firm believer that people can get better.
Word.
Also, you didn't want to do it because of what the talent level was? Or the...
Oh, no, there's people... No. Talent level, I think that anybody can get better. I'm willing to help develop anybody as an artist.
Personality when you say...
Okay, no, the thing about it is one thing about me is that I'm like a business person. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care who did what. Like, if we have to be on stage together, I could be on stage with my worst enemy. Long as and put on a good dang show, and we might even make up. You never know. You have to work. That's a part of business. You have to work with people you don't necessarily like.
Yeah.
I've been on stage with people that literally directly try to take food out of my mouth and get me fired and try to give me bad friggin' publicity. I've had people call and ask me favors and want to book me, and I'm like, I know that you gave me a bad reference for a different DJ gig or something,
So on the reverse side of that, is there someone that maybe you said no to previously that you would be like, you know what, if I had to do that again and maybe the relationship, it didn't come back around?
Not really, because I'm like not funny style like that. I'm not like one of these funny style industry people. Like, I'm just not like that. All of these people that get ignored every day, the reason why they're so thirsty and the reason why they're so like, I just don't even know what to do, is because most of the people that are like me ignore them. And I don't.
You're giving a lot of good game, though, for real. Someone needs to sit these people down and talk to them and let them know how it really goes and help them get out of their emotional bag and get into reality.
That's what I do with the consulting things. Is I get into the reality. Like, listen, you are not famous. You did not break. Like, I had this. She was like, well, I'm dropping the same day as Kodak Black. Do you think that that's going to affect my release? You are not in your first release, girl. And she was in the adult entertainment industry, so she really did not.
That was going to be the ticket, right?
Yeah, I mean, she thought that she was already there, and she wasn't even as famous as an adult star as she thought that she was.
Wow, that is crazy.
And so having to tell people that they really are not as popping as they think
what's funny?
They are.
I was telling him about it back when I used to do the up and coming artist showcase. Mm-hmm. When I first started, I was struggling getting people to come out. Mm-hmm. You see the guy at the gas station selling his CDs. I'm like, hey, man, I got industry execs coming out.
Then they wouldn't do it. Now?
Then I see someone that probably had a hit record 5-6 years ago. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, you mind coming? Yeah, well, what time I need to be there? So here's a person that's got a well-known song that's just like, yeah, let me get 3-4 songs in. Mm-hmm. Here's the person trying to come up.
He's in little 5 points saying, do you listen to hip-hop music?
Just give me that $15.
Just give me, hey, just give me 15 for my CD. I ain't got time to mess with that.
Right. That's the difference.
It was the craziest thing. The more successful people are the ones that was easier for me to book than the ones that's up and coming. I'm like, dude, it's a new artist showcase. It's going to be people there. It was just the weirdest thing. I never understood it.
Yeah, that is weird. But you know what? The game has changed a lot now. Like, honestly, if you're in Atlanta, now I'm not saying that if you're in Texas or Louisiana or anything like that, that people aren't peddling CDs out there, because they definitely are.
Yeah.
That you can still go in to DJ Screw's record store and buy old tapes and stuff like that out in Texas. I know that for a fact. Wasn't Alton Sterling, may he rest in peace, wasn't he selling CDs in the parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, we used to be doing
That's
that.
what got it. That's what the
Yeah. That's I mean, a lot of people got indicted over that.
Yeah, I remember seeing, what was I watching? My man, not Drama?
Yeah, Drama, but
Yeah,
even more
right.
than that, more than that, he was just like one of the big people, but it wasn't just music CDs either. It was DVDs.
Yeah.
It was,
This is a whole pirating.
yeah,
thing
it was
right there.
the whole pirating thing.
That
yeah.
was my favorite era of music.
Yeah.
That was one of the best eras of music, because
Yeah.
we found out about a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
Driving down the street, you know what I'm saying? You see a
But
little,
that's the point of ZTown Global. Not everything is always going to be good. You got to look at the way that I look at things. I give everybody a chance. I look at it as American Idol.
Yeah.
You know, some people, it might be funny. You know what I mean? You know, like,
Not idle.
yeah, you know, like, I don't know.
Before we
Like,
run
that's
out
the
of
way that I
time,
look at it.
before we run out of time, Rude Girl Radio.
Yes.
DJ Roots the Queen also has her own platform, Rude Girl Radio.
I have an app for that too. I haven't all the
Oh,
way
you got an
launched
app?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not all the way launched yet because we're focusing so much on the rollout for ZTown Global. I don't want it to like,
Okay.
you know, you got to remember that when you're a college educated person such as yourself, you have to remember that a lot of people aren't. And you
Yeah.
can only like give them like one thing to focus on because they're like, oh, something shiny. You know what I mean? So they get real
You
confused.
said it
so.
better than I could have said it. Are you every night or certain days? I can't remember.
For the show?
For the
on
Rude Girl.
Thursdays. On
On
Thursdays
Thursdays.
from 3 to 6 we go
3
live.
to 6. So check out Rude Girl Radio Thursdays 3 to 6.
Yeah, the link is in my bio. I'm always willing to help. You know, I do offer consulting packages and marketing, but I really help you get there and put your whole thing together. Because I can honestly say that's the number one thing that artists want to talk about is how they can get noticed. And the next thing that I want to do is put together workshops on how to actually make money doing music, because that's not ever anybody's goal.
Okay.
Their goal is they want to become the biggest star ever. They want to do that. But what are your specific campaign goals? You ask somebody that, their eyes glaze over.
And see, that's where you need someone in that corner that
Like
can
me.
help you, do that resume.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know how to write a resume.
Yeah, exactly.
For the people that's watching that's here in Atlanta, what is it? What's the spot you on Friday nights? I want
Oh,
everybody to come
Ember
out and support.
Lounge.
Okay.
Ember Lounge. I'm starting to do some stuff with at Miami Lounge with Cut the Red Tape, and as soon as Sidebar opens, we're going to be doing Money War Fridays there too.
Sidebar.
Sidebar. It used to be the Mark a long time ago. It was like next to Slice Pizza
Yeah.
on Poplar.
Yeah,
It's right there.
okay.
So just here or there. I try not to lock in like too many places because I don't know. That's the thing. I only lock in with Zaytoven because we come from a place like that respects women, with church background, all that type of stuff, and it's good for me.
Okay.
I don't like to be too intertwined with so many people because I don't know what they got going on.
So saying that, I mean, is there a lot of that toxicity that is
Oh yeah.
like abundant?
My
like,
female
like
friends-
it's 2021, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, of course it is. My female friends, I mean, it's toxic. It's just like, if you're extremely beautiful and you, like my one friend, it's like everywhere you go, everybody's always trying to holler, and it just can be annoying when you're just trying to do business. But that's why it's important to get your name out there, because my name is out there so much and it's so certified, and I always have Ro with me, that people know better than to do anything to come out with their hand out like, excuse me, ma'am, you know what I'm saying? You got to like train people how to treat you.
Gotcha. You got to teach them how to come at you, how to approach you the right way.
Because the stuff that I hear that people that I know, I don't want to say no names, could be a girl or a guy, that they be doing, it's just like, for
you
example,
mean to
I'm
try
at a
to get the
showcase.
job?
No, like, okay,
Okay.
I'm at a showcase, right? And this female performer, she had performed, and she was, LGBTQ, and she was like, she walked up and she's like, is that your man? I'm like, yeah, that's my manager. And she's like, you are lucky he came with you. And I was like, I didn't say nothing, but you want to know what I wanted to say? You wouldn't have done nothing. If I was here without him, you wouldn't have said shit. Say that now in front of him, but then the next time that I was booked to host, she was there again, and then her whole thing changed, because when she signed up for ZTown Global, and that's the thing too. I didn't write her off. I wasn't even mad. I just like extended my hand, gave her my number. I've been texting, make sure you sign up. Let me know if you have any questions. That's the thing. I keep the emotion out of things.
That's what people mess up at, because a lot of people drive off that emotion, and when you give it to them, okay, gotcha. Let me keep putting that needle in there. Versus if you don't give them anything, He who angers you controls
It
you.
doesn't
Just keep it
bother me.
moving.
I have
Yeah.
been a pretty girl my entire life.
Yeah.
I've heard it all sounds like, corny pitches to me now. It doesn't even it's like bounce.
It reminds me of that movie Collateral Damage with I forget his name. Jamie Foxx and the other guy. He was a hitman, but he was so focused on his target, he didn't worry about this left-right stuff.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
I'm here for this.
Yeah.
I'm not here for you.
I mean, and you have to think about it. This is not necessarily an exact example, but being a woman in hip hop, it's like kind of like it could be considered sort of like navigating America as a black man. You know what I'm saying? Think about all the different things that people try to do to piss you off and violate you and every day and boy and all that type of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And you can either choose, and as a woman or anything like that, or any type of minority, you can choose to let that ruin your day or not. And the reason why I say that is because of this. Okay. There is nothing that anybody could do or say to me to try to victimize me to a way that I would ever make my story about them. Ever.
That's some good game right there.
My story is about me.
Real quick, before we get out of here, I have to ask this question.
Okay.
You mentioned it when we was coming up, and I
Yeah.
was going to ask you, but you said it because I wanted to have a natural reaction, so you ruined it for me. Favorite rapper all time.
Nas.
You ruined it. Because you said it on the elevator on the way
I
up.
know. I always know that it's Nas. Okay, it's always Nas. I mean, his new album was just dope. I actually had the opportunity to do some influencer marketing for Nas for the campaign, which was like truly amazing.
My King's Disease 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And the line that I liked best was when he says, "You're talking about back in the day, but this is not back in the days." Take what you will with that.
Run with it.
Yes, exactly.
So who's your favorite female hip hop artist?
My favorite female hip hop artist. I really like Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not even
Megan?
gonna lie. Yeah.
You say you do like Meg Thee Stallion. Okay.
Yeah.
We did a segment a while back. Was it our first episode?
I do.
Top 5 Let It Ride? Was that the first episode?
She got bars.
Yeah, but
There's
I
so
don't remember
I know.
mentioning no Meg.
No. I was
Thousands.
asking a question about that. I couldn't remember which episode it was. Okay.
I like her. I like Ruby Rose. I like Rennie Rucci. I like Erica Banks. I work with all of these. I like Bia. Like I've had the opportunity to work with all of them. They've presented me with plaques and stuff like that. I am for everything that they have to say. I remember I was on a panel and I was with God, what is that guy's name? I was with Mr. Hankey, and I was with oh my gosh, he was like a big time executive from back in the day. And they started talking about female rap and they were calling it prostitution rap. I said, wait, hold up now. I said, hold up now. I was like, it was all cool when Pimp C was kicking that shit though. But now when we say it, I was like, I said, we get to say what we want just like y'all did. Think about it. That one song, Pregnant P, that's the most terrible song in the whole world. Have you ever heard Pregnant P by UGK?
Was that on? That wasn't on.
Pussy.
That was on Riding Dirty. That was on Riding Dirty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's the difference between drug rap and user rap. You know what I'm saying? I guess
Hey.
we can take it in that manner.
We always debate. I'm gonna ask you
Oh
two
my
more
gosh.
before we get out of here. I'm asking 2 questions.
Okay, that's fine.
Who would you say is in your top 5 Let It Ride? You just stick it in and let it roll. And the next one is
Oh.
going to be what artist would you say had the best 3-album run back to back to back?
Okay, so the albums that I would listen to and just let it ride, there's a few. The Kendrick Lamar Black Panther album is one. You can let that ride. The Nas, it was written. Illmatic, I'm sorry. Illmatic.
Okay.
Definitely Illmatic. And then the third one, probably AT Aliens, Outkast. Like I'm an old school girl like that. So, definitely those 3. I think the person that had the best album back to back, I don't know if there was 3 though, but I would just definitely have to say Damn, To Pimp a Butterfly. And I don't know if there was another one though. It wasn't
That's
3.
Kendrick Lamar
I don't
come
think
out?
that anybody in this era has like put out 3.
No, just over time.
It's just Outkast. I mean, really just Outkast, with
Yeah.
Aquemini and all that
Yeah.
type of stuff. Aquemini, what is it? AT Aliens, Aquemini, The Love Below.
No. Before
Speaker
that,
Box,
Southern Playalistic.
Southern
ATL.
Play, of course. My first
The
record.
Aquemini.
Yeah, my first record that I ever had was Southern Playalistic. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
the
Okay.
record. Yeah, it was.
Everybody, appreciate you tuning in. That's our time. Counterculture Robs. I'm Van Gaither. DJ Roots the Queen. We truly appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Hit her up. She has a lot of game for women, not game and using people, but game to get where you need to be. Thanks y'all for tuning in. Platinum Mites, we out of here. Peace.
Yes.
Yeah. One last question.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
How
go
did
ahead.
you get that? How did you come up with that name?
Okay, so I didn't come up with the name. I used to DJ for I told you I used to do a lot of reggae stuff. And I actually had the opportunity to open for Third World and do all kinds of like amazing things in the reggae scene. So I was DJing at a place called Yeoman's Pub in Davis Island in Tampa. And the lead singer of this band called Rocksteady 88, he was Nigerian, and his name was Jason, but his name was Son. You know, we were all like in the 2000s, we were like super Rasta. Okay, so I had changed my name. This is really funny. Okay, so I didn't really want my DJ name to be Manga anymore. So I was like, you know, I'm Jewish, so I was like, well, I could name it my tribe name from my birth sign, and that was Naphtali.
Okay.
So I was Naphtali, the 45 Queen, and nobody could remember it. And so he just called me, everybody give it up for the Roots Queen. I was like, that's my DJ name.
Interesting.
Yes.
We out. Platinum Mics. Y'all be good. Hit us up. Oh, before we get out of here, hiphopforeverapparel.com. Get your shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, all the goods. Got some new stuff dropping this fall. hiphopforeverapparel.com. Y'all be good.